Let's keep going here. Not a lot of time to spend on this game. 125, 126. The Chargers going to Kansas City, -3.5. Also seeing some information come out, COVID list for Keenan Allen. Was going to play anyway, but now he is on the COVID list as well. So another, strike against that football team where I guess it's going to have to be a lot of Austin Eckler and Justin Herbert running around. The issue is here, as we know, Kansas City, Andy Reid rests everybody when he gets a chance. It's the right thing to do. You locked up the 1 seed. Sit them this week. Sit them next week during the bye. You'll be fresh, ready to go. And, of course, people say, well, you can't do that, and then you'll be rusty when you come back. Trust me, the one team, if I think, is not going to be rusty, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs on the offensive side of the football. But it's interesting to me, Kansas City getting 3.5. Chad Henne's had 53 starts in the NFL. This isn't a guy who's never played before, just the normal third-string backup. Hey, Mom, watch the game. I'm going to be out there throwing passes. I actually think he has the semblance of an offense here as well, because when you look at Kansas City, should something happen to Mahomes, can they probably win the Super Bowl? Probably not. But you still want Chad Henne in the football game, competent and getting a full 4 quarters and going, hey, he looked pretty good. So just in case something happens or, Patrick Mahomes cramps up or gets a concussion and gets knocked out, you want Henne in mid-game. So what I'm trying to get at here is that team total for Kansas City against a bad defense is sitting like in that 17.5, 18-point range. I think Kansas City can get to 20 with the backups here. I do.
Yeah, you could get the Chad Henne, Matt Flynn game like we were talking about. Was it 2012, I believe it was, through the 6 touchdown passes against Detroit in Week 17 while the Packers were resting their starters. Then, they're like, oh, this guy's great. They bring him in to be the starter. Seattle, Russell Wilson drafted. The rest of the story. I think when you look at the overall total for the game at 44, so we know Kansas City isn't going to play their studs on defense either. You may not have Keenan Allen, but Herbert's going to be out. Anthony Lynn is coaching for his job, even though I would expect by about, 7:30 Eastern time, the press release should be out and Anthony Lynn should be fired if they were smart. That's what needs to happen out there in L.A. But again, you've got a bad Chargers defense. I don't care who's on offense for Kansas City. The Chargers gave up 45 points to the Patriots. 45 points to Cam Newton and the Patriots with like 50 yards passing. I know there was a lot of defensive scores and weird stuff in that game, but nonetheless, 45 points to Cam Newton and the Patriots. So I think the 44 for the game is low. I think both these teams get in the 20s. Chargers are going to throw the ball a lot. They'll go to the young kid, Tyron Johnson. They'll go to Guyton. They'll go to Mike Williams a little bit. Kansas City, there's, you'll still have Mecole Hardman out there for Chad Henne. You'll have some Demarcus Robinson and other. You probably won't see Sammy Watkins. You won't see Hill. You won't see Kelsey. No. You won't see Bell. You won't see Hilaire. But the scheme's going to be good. I think they can put up points against an abysmal Chargers defense. So I like the over 44. In terms of picking a side, I have absolutely no idea who wins this football game. I think the Chargers probably have a little bit more motivation because Lynn in his head wants to convince himself he can keep this job. But I'll run away from the sides. But I do like the over 44, and that team total you talked about for the Chiefs, I'm on board with that as well.
Yeah, and you're taking a look also, and I saw a tweet come out yesterday where Justin Herbert and some of the guys are backing Anthony Lynn, and I'm sure he's a great guy. But if we want to take the phone out here, as Akbar likes to do, boop, 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 we're going to go back a couple years. If we can change one thing that happened in the history of the AFC South. Do you remember when Deshaun Watson came on the scene, then got hurt? The team tanked the rest of the year, but Deshaun Watson, who you knew was going to be a superstar, came out and said, we can't get rid of Coach Bill O'Brien. And when you are the star of the franchise, that carries weight throughout the entire organization that says, don't you do this to me. I need Bill O'Brien. This was before he traded away some of the best players in football and made some bonehead plays and giving up all the picks for the future, not because he wanted to help his own franchise, because he wanted to buy himself more time as a head coach. It's like when you get into that fantasy league and you take over a team next year, like, wait a second, this guy traded away 3 first-round picks and 2 guys. Yeah, because you knew he wasn't coming back at that point. So when you look at Justin Herbert, trust me on this. Get a real deal offensive coordinator with you, a better coach making game day decisions. Your entire football team and the trajectory of your career will be different. Anthony Lynn is a nice guy. He's a really bad head football coach, the same way Bill O'Brien is. But these guys that come into the league, and it's like all you know, right, Kyle? Oh, I got drafted by this guy. He's really nice. I get along with him. It doesn't matter. Your career needs the best possible head coach. And I wish Deshaun Watson came out 3 years ago and said, I don't even like Bill O'Brien. They might be in the Super Bowl this year, but now they're looking at, oh my God, rebuilding the entire team. And this kick-ass quarterback can't get out of his own way because the team doesn't help him out. I don't want to see that happen to Justin Herbert.
Yeah. And you might actually look on the other sideline and look at the former Charger, Eric Bieniemy, could be a really interesting choice for the Chargers. And so maybe there's a little bit of stuff going on there. They're not allowed to talk about it, but former Charger, going to be at the top of a lot of teams' lists. And I think that's the kind of guy put the nail right on the head, hit the nail right on the head. That's the kind of guy you need to bring in for Herbert in that offense.
Yeah, it's not about being like nice guys. I mean, hey, don't feel bad for Anthony Lynn. You're going to check his bank account Monday morning when he gets fired and be like, damn, this guy won big in the NFL. So don't feel bad for these coaches being let go. But just for your overall career, it's a better move. There are a lot of really good coaching candidates this year. Don't get stuck with Anthony Lynn, because what we're going to do next year that we've done for as long as Anthony Lynn's been out there, holy cow, call a timeout. What is this play calling? Why are they missing extra points? Why are they so inept on special teams? You want to keep having those questions, you'll keep having them with Anthony Lynn as your head coach.